Hi guys, welcome back to I'm a Biker. In the previous two videos, we saw a track review, first ride review on the track, and then we saw about how it feels in the city and basically how it's like to live with the new BS6 RR310. But in this video specifically, we'll focus on the touring and the city riding aspects of this bike in detail. For all the details on what's new and what's different on this bike, do check out our previous videos. And let's start with this one. So guys, when it comes to the RR310, a lot of guys have been asking us, especially on Instagram, that can this be their one single bike, as in can they use it for the city use, the daily use, for touring and occasional track use. Let's break those into different segments and let's see how it is in the city first. So as a city bike, biggest concerns that came in to us, a lot of people asking, is that how committed is the riding position? Can you use it in traffic? And does it feel stressful in the traffic? Well, we've been riding it for the past week. There is a little bit getting used to. Of course, the riding position is a little bit committed, but the good thing is that we told you in the track review that the foot pegs are actually a little bit lower than how much we would like it for a track use. But for city use and touring use, these foot pegs are actually ideal. Your feet are not too high, and once you sit up close to the tank, you free up your elbows and there's not much stress coming onto your palms. So for city use, once you get that proper riding triangle, once you get used to the bike, maybe 1 or 2 days, it is actually quite usable. In terms of power and engine feel, etc. in city use, one thing is there has been no overheating. We've been riding in the city, we've been riding it hard, we've been riding it slow, we've been riding in traffic, no heating. The gear changes feel good and there's no issues there. The glide through technology, well, we didn't consciously use it. We were not having the bike long enough to use it unconsciously, that so that we depend on it. But a few times we did try it, we consciously tried it, and we just released the clutch and it did flow easily between the slow movement, etc. But honestly, I don't think we'll use it much, but it's something that's definitely there and can be used, and maybe you will have a liking towards it and you use it better, but definitely helpful. Now another thing for city use is that people talk about in city use, is it fuel efficient enough? It gives mileage of anywhere above 30 easily, and if you're riding it sane with a light right hand, you'll get easily 30-35 without much stress, which I guess for a daily use machine is good enough. One thing that could have been different for the city use, maybe I would have liked it better, is the on-off throttle transitions. For a track and for aggressive riding, that's quite nice. But for city use, when you just want to roll the throttle, and maybe that could have been a bit smoother. But what I told you in the other video is that once you identify the right RPM that this bike likes, and that is northwards of 3,500-4,000 RPM. So if you keep the revs above about 2K, 2.5K, then you don't feel that action much. So you need to rev it a little bit to get going, but once you get used to that action, which is quite quick as well, we got used to it in about a day. It's quite fun to ride as well, no issues there. And also then you have the glide through technology as well, which sort of negates that issue, which feels good. Now in terms of braking, there are no issues. I mean, again, I saw a lot of people commenting on Instagram saying that they did not like the brakes, you're not happy with it. But now with the new Michelin Road Fire tires, the brakes were already been good. It's quite sharp. Even in panic situations, we had really good control. We never lost any traction, so it's pretty good for city use. Didn't have any issues there. Even in the wet, actually, these tires held very well, and no issues there. Now coming to the suspensions, well, it is not a soft suspension. It is a sports bike. It cannot have soft suspensions. But that said, it is not as hard as a sports bike can be. It is a good trade-off between soft and hard. It doesn't feel like a rock. It feels decent enough. So on good roads and on decent roads and small potholes and decent sized potholes also, you can manage it without any issues. Of course, you can't take it off-roading and expected to cope. But for daily use, I think it's quite adequate enough. Now, speaking about pillion comfort, well, for city use, I think it's about fine. I mean, you know, if you don't want to, if you're not spending too much time on the pillion seat, it's fine. Yes, the pillion seat is quite high, and foot pegs also for the pillion is quite high. But for city use, I think it's not an issue, and most people would not find it as an issue, and it doesn't affect the handling character of the bike in any way as well. Now, the same pillion comfort for touring, I really would not suggest a pillion for touring, because ideally it would not, and it's not comfortable for the pillion. Actually, you would never know as a rider. The bike is powerful enough to negate the extra weight, but as a pillion, you probably would not enjoy sitting there, because since it's a sporty position, every time you brake, you tend to move forward. So that's not recommended for touring. Now, coming to touring, the previous RR also was a capable tourer, road tourer. A lot of people have been taking it. A lot of people, I've seen people who have clocked more than 1 lakh kilometers on this. That's a lot of kilometers to clock in such a short time. And I feel even this is not hugely different. I mean, the ergonomics are the same. So in terms of comfort, on-road comfort, it should be fine. Now you have, thanks to the Ride by Wire, I feel that highway cruising will be much more better, because it's much more refined at those higher RPMs. Because anything does the 120 about 7.5, 8,000 RPM. So in that range, it feels butter smooth, and you don't feel unwanted vibes or anything. So once you're on the highway, it should feel fine. Of course, we already know it handles the corners, etc. very well, so that should be fine as well. And coming to touring, one of the important thing is the headlights. I think the headlights pretty good. They are the Bi-Xenon headlamps. So maybe in city traffic, when there are other lights, it does disappear a little bit, but it's still there. And out touring as well, you can keep good highway speeds. 90, 100 highway speeds with these lights are possible without an issue. So another important thing for touring is the wind protection. So this visor is adequate enough. It deflects the air away from your chest and mostly away from all over your shoulders. Especially the way you're sitting, it sort of ensures that you don't get the blast onto you. And so even at higher speed touring, it doesn't affect you in any way. So that's one good thing. And coming to the riding position in terms of touring, yes, like I said, for a single person touring, no problem. It's quite fun. And once you sit properly, once you sit a little bit up front, and you free up your elbows, and you can munch a lot of miles on this. Yes, maybe the seats could have been a little bit more softer, but there are different people with different styles. Some people like the hard seats for touring, some people like the softer seats for touring. But so it comes down to individual choice. So I personally feel that you can tour on this, and the seats are good enough. Another helpful thing during touring is the the smartphone connectivity. So you get turn-by-turn navigation, and you get your call alerts as well. So small things that changes that have made life a little bit more simpler. So even while touring, it records your route taken as well. So just in case you want to come back and share it with somebody, that's effective. And you can get your ride statistics as well. So average speeds, mileage, time taken, ride duration, a lot of statistics, different types of statistics as well. So that makes touring a little bit more brag-worthy, right? So that's the thing. So that's about it. If you have any specific questions, specific concerns regarding the motorcycle, do let us know in a comment below, and we'll get back to you immediately. Thanks for watching, and yes, I'm going to say it, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.